Well, here we go. And as Arthur Ashe Stadium fills in, as we assume it will during the first set of this match, Leylah Fernandez has, despite her 19 years of age, been a master at playing to and for this magnificent crowd.
15.
But now the pressure becomes this. Can she find a way to neutralize the massive power that Sabalenka brings, both serve and off the ground?
So. Third. 40.
Sabalenka's had a fairly high number of aces, 29 so far. She also had 35 double faults. And the interesting part, Jill, is that hasn't hurt her. She hasn't dropped her serve very much.
No, I mean, she trusts her serve so much. And some of those are, you know, if she's up 40 love, she feels comfortable going for a bigger serve. Going for a bigger serve, trying to get a free point right away because she, I mean, even if she makes a double fault, the next point at 40-15, say she can really go after the serve and feels comfortable that, you know, she could get the edge with how accurate she is on those first serves.
Well, that is a very impressive opening statement by Sabalenka. 5 first serves in a row.
First game.
And holds at 15. Leylah Fernandez, we saw her mother in the stands. Mother was born in Montreal of Filipino descent. Her father's from Ecuador and emigrated to Montreal. And her father, Jorge, has not been here. He's been talking to Leylah on the phone, but he has not been here. He did an interview yesterday with TSN, the Canadian Sports Network, and he had one of the most powerful statements about this phenomenon. It's not really a phenomenon, it's just this, the common thread that runs between all of these terrific young players from Canada, and quite honestly from other countries in the world too, is the fact they've all come from somewhere else. Jorge Fernandez yesterday was breaking up talking to this interviewer about the fact that, yes, we are an immigrant story. We were immigrants with nothing, and Canada opened their arms to us. And from Raonic through Shapovalov, through Andreescu, Auger-Aliassime, and now Fernandez. It's that thread.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why they're getting inspired by each other too. They share that, you know, they all share that in their stories together. And I think just knowing that level of appreciation, that deep appreciation is there as well, just to keep your perspective and to go out there. And I mean, Leylah's a perfect example, enjoys every moment out there. And I think that's part of the reason why that she's gotten this opportunity.
In this hypersensitive time, Jorge Fernandez was really careful to say he was not being political here. He was talking as a human. He was talking as a human, and he kept saying Canada opened their arms to us.
I mean, just his personal experience. Yeah, I'm sure it was very emotional. Fernandez has credited her father a lot for her rise here at the U.S. Open. Obviously, he hasn't been able to be in the stands or physically present here, but as you mentioned, been on the phone with her almost every day, or definitely every day, just giving her advice. But the one thing he's consistently said is just really enjoy yourself out there, enjoy the moment. Rally.
Sabalenka hit 10 shots there that might have been just overpowering
15,
people.
14.
And it took the 10th to put it away.
And got a little luck with that 10 shot with that leg court that just popped up for her. But what a good rally from both players. I think you could hear the crowd getting behind Fernandez a little bit in that last point, just because she was down love 30 and the crowd just came behind her. I think it was a good point for Fernandez just to get a longer rally going, just to settle her a little bit.
So it is Sabalenka with a decisive start.
Sabalenka leads 2 games to love.
8 points to 2 as she tries in her own way to not just offset the remarkable Fernandez story, but for Sabalenka to climb another rung. She's at the very top of the ladder, but that step to reach a major final. Number 2 player in the world, had that look and a very good semi at Wimbledon against Karolina Pliskova.
I think what I've noticed in particular about Sabalenka as well this year, I mean, we always know she has the talent and the power to go deep in these events, but she won a couple titles this year, won Abu Dhabi, won Madrid on the clay, semifinals of Wimbledon, semifinals of Montreal, and on all different surfaces. There's a lot of success on all those different surfaces. And I think that just shows you that she's starting to, I think, be able to adapt her game to the different surfaces, and she's had that consistency throughout this year. So I think that's something that she's gotten better at.
Love.
Well, this will be the first significant test of Fernandez bounce back, won't it? 3 dominant games for Sabalenka. Just over 48 hours ago, this stadium erupted at the end of a fabulous match. Fernandez and Svitolina. Fernandez served for the match and did not close it, but then eventually won the deciding tiebreak. And so this, I mean, Ash Stadium was just erupting for her.
And she said that's something that helps her a lot is getting the fans involved, feeling that atmosphere. She feeds off that. You could see when she walked out on the court before the match even started, had a huge smile on her face, couldn't wait to walk out in front of all the fans. is dangerous, is when she's able to hit the ball
40
cross,
love.
keep it cross to open up that forehand down the line.
Much does the leftiness play into this matchup?
Well, I think it does a little bit. I mean, you could see Sabalenka waiting for that out wide serve on that one. She's just trying to cut off that angle. She was pretty far inside the baseline for that serve.
Fernandez.
Reminder, you can follow the championship here as we're really into championship weekend. And despite the rains today, all of the
3 games to 1.
competitions will be
First set.
ongoing. Doubles, juniors, the wheelchair athletes are on Armstrong playing right now. You can follow it all at usopen.org. Look, Sabalenka's career record against lefties is 12-9, which is not bad.
That is not bad, yeah.
Well, given you think, okay, right away, you think Kvitova, Kerber, right?
Right.
Right off the bat, pretty good left. I mean, Androsova, a young player that's arrived, so there have been some good lefties that are in that mix.
Right.
15 love.
Joe Teigman, who's been doing well. I mean, she's definitely would have prepared for this. So, I mean, when you're playing a lefty, I mean, you sort of got to protect that backhand side a little bit because the lefties can swing it, can have a good angle. They understand the angles of the court exceptionally well. That's great depth from Sabalenka.
30 love.
It's getting good depth, particularly on that backhand side, and that's going to help her if she can keep depth on that side and then try and run around to set up that forehand. That's the type of point she's going to want to try and produce. That's some big hitting from Sabalenka. I mean, you get the sense, you know, Sabalenka wanted to come out. I mean, we know how big she hits the ball off the ground anyway, but I feel like a sense that she wanted to come out swinging even bigger just to, you know, get on top of this match right from the start, make a little bit of a statement.
Game Sabalenka.
I'd say that's a statement. And just she has lost 1 point
Sabalenka
in
leads
3 service
4
games
to
as
1.
Sabalenka.
First set.
Well, the evening crowd is the custom, arrives in waves. The stadium slowly fills during the opening set. Hernandez is trying to hang in there. And right now Sabalenka has come out with just a remarkable serving performance. She has put 12 of her 13 first serves in.
15
If she
love.
does that, that's pretty much equals no chance.
I mean, that's impressive. Yeah. I mean, we talked, I think we were off air, we talked about her previous match against Krejcikova. She's been serving well the whole tournament, but right after that match, she wasn't feeling great about her serve in particular and went out a few minutes after she won that match.
30 love.
Practiced some more, took some extra serves, worked on her footwork just to sharpen things up a little bit. Serving from Fernandez, changing it up a bit, going to the forehand side now
40
of
love.
Sabalenka. It's a good mix-up. She's been trying to use that lefty to the backhand, and Sabalenka has has been connecting with that one in particular. So Fernandez just changing it up to the forehand in this game.
On her second serve with an ace. I get a little enthusiasm growing inside Ash.
Sabalenka leads 4-2. First set.
Beautiful night now in New York after kind of this time a pretty miserable day.
I kind of like the rain, so.
Well, do you like 95% humidity?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, when I want to watch tennis, I don't like the rain.
Double. Good news is that things are clear for the foreseeable future.
Yes.
after today's front pass through, and again the roof open for these semifinals. Where'd this come from?
Love 30.
Sabalenka had not missed a first serve. Now she's missed the first two, and it's love 30. And love 40.
Good returning, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. I think Fernandez had to settle a little bit. I think Sabalenka came out so powerful that it took Fernandez a little bit of moment to see that extra pace, and just feels like she's seeing it a little bit better.
Fifteen 40.
Well done from Sabalenka. Really well constructed point. There were a couple times throughout that rally that she changed it up a little bit. She went higher with the forehand just to give herself a little bit extra time before attacking and flattening that last one out. Still break point chance here for Fernandez.
Well, a rare time in this U.S. Open. A double fault hurts Sabalenka.
Sabalenka leads 4-3, first set. Ladies and gentlemen, take first seat.
Well, now those that are arriving
Thank
in,
you.
and the stadium, as we knew, would be filling up, and now they're saying, okay, match is on. Sabalenka came out firing haymakers, jumped out very quickly, but Fernandez has put this back on serve.
Fantastic volley there from Sabalenka. Another great point from both players. I love the pressure that Sabalenka puts on Fernandez here, does not hesitate. She's a great volleyer, stays very calm on that first volley. But you could see Fernandez trying to sneak forward, expecting that short volley. So good recognition for Sabalenka to go deep on that one.
Oh.
It don't look like it just skidded through the court. Sabalenka thought she was set up, and all of a sudden that ball dropped lower than she was anticipating.
Oh.
Sabalenka, we know, isn't going to stop, even if Fernandez is getting more back. An early little rally cry for Leylah Fernandez. That's really a gift for her. She had not had a lot of unreturned serves.
Sabalenka getting away from that return very well. That was a body serve from Fernandez. And that lefty serve tends to drift towards your body, so Sabalenka did a good job of creating a lot of space to hit that return.
Yes. Advantage, Fernandez.
Oh.
Fernandez skates through that for 4-all.
Good response for the teenager from the crowd. That's what she loves. But what calmness she had out there, bringing down 4-1. It was a quick lead that Sabalenka got, that 4-1 lead. But Fernandez didn't look phased at all. Did a good job just staying within herself, staying focused. It's dead even.
This is what's interesting as the set goes on, Jill. You feel like Fernandez is getting served back.
Yeah. Even that one, she saw it connected
15.
well, just couldn't quite get enough height on that return. I think Sabalenka is so used to getting free points on that serve, too. It'll be interesting to see if she feels like she starts to force on that serve slightly.
It's 15-30, so
13.
Fernandez, after saving a break point, now pushing Sabalenka's service game.
It's a great combination for Sabalenka, because if Fernandez can't get that forehand cross enough or deep enough, that's setting up that forehand for Sabalenka.
(40-13).
Four aces, 117 the speed. With the sound effect.
That's right.
Sabalenka to up. Fernandez got that first serve back so deep. And Sabalenka, very nice close to the game.
5-4, first set.
So we enter this phase, last part of the opening set of this semifinal. Leylah Fernandez has already taken out Naomi Osaka, taken out Angelique Kerber, both after losing the first set.
15.
Stood up to another player pushing to achieve a career best in Svitolina 2 days ago.
Does not hesitate at all in this one, Fernandez. Let's see, Sabalenka got stuck a little bit further behind the baseline there, but Fernandez so on inside the baseline looking to take that return.
(30-15).
Just times that so well. And that one was pretty high. That one's not easy to time. But Fernandez, she just makes sure she gets it more in her strike zone, doesn't let that ball get uncomfortable too high over her shoulders.
(40-30).
it is a test when you play Sabalenka because she's relentless.
She is, yeah.
Force and power, just relentless.
Game, Fernandez.
Fernandez seems to like that T-serve. Seems that very well, and now 5-all.
5 games all. First
Irene,
set.
younger sister Bianca, who plays tennis. Fernandez tennis development has largely been in Florida, Boynton Beach, Florida.
That's right, yeah.
Not part of the Canadian national tennis program.
And she said her father's helped her quite a bit with the tennis development as well. I mean, he was not a tennis player himself, former soccer player, but has done so much research and reading and talking with other coaches and athletes, trying to learn as much as he can about the sport of tennis. Obviously, he's done an incredible job helping his daughter.
15-0.
I think just he brings a lot of positive energy as well. I mean, when you talk to Leylah, all she is talking about how her father is just expressing, have fun, enjoy the moment, just keep improving, keep growing as a player. That's a great touch from Sabalenka.
30-15.
Good court position that she was in to use that drop shot. And that's on the left, Jason Stacy, Sabalenka's fitness coach and trainer.
There's another parallel to Raducanu. Look at how little Fernandez has given away.
Forty, 30.
And Sabalenka's 5th ace gets her the game. So now we will be back for a fascinating end to this opening set. She's not as unknown as Raducanu. Leylah Fernandez has been around and people have been aware of her, and she ended last year in the top 100. She came to this U.S. Open ranked 73. This is fully unexpected, no question.
Yeah, and she's definitely played more tournaments than Raducanu. I mean, Raducanu, the first time I saw her was at Wimbledon this year, where she got the wild card.
First time everybody's.
First time everybody.
Yeah. To illuminate that difference, I spoke to Tim Henman, who's the chair of the Wimbledon committee that gave out wildcards. And he explained why Raducanu didn't get a wild card into the Wimbledon main draw originally. It's their 30-15. During COVID, Raducanu did not play at all. Not likely, didn't play at all. Was at the direction of her father, very concerned on studies. And so there just wasn't a track record to give her a wild card main draw.
I did hear that, yeah.
And she beats Babos in a match right before the main draw, and that's when quickly, Tim Henman and Ann Kiathabong, who were running that event, you know, there was a logic to the thought process, but once she won a few matches, but the big one was to beat Babush.
Right.
And that allowed them to then jump the qualifying and put her in the main draw.
Right. I mean, you can understand that logic because these federations try and reward the players that play a lot of matches, that do well, have good results. And just like you said, that Babush result did it.
Ooh, oh, this one's slipping from Fernandez, and now it is set
14.
point. A game she started well.
Fernandez. It was a pretty good return down the center of the court, too. Just Fernandez does a great job of getting so low. Directs that pace right back down the center and jams Sabalenka. I thought she missed it for a second. Whoa, so close.
Yes.
Advantage.
Spot on.
Fernandez. Yes.
Sabalenka's been doing pretty well when she's transitioning forward into the net right now, winning 8 of her 9 net points so far.
Advantage, Fernandez.
Fernandez has weaved her way through the last 2 service games to hold and push this opening set to a tiebreak.
Genzo, first set, tiebreak.
Records both interesting.
Sabalenka.
Sabalenka. 57 matches this year. 10 tiebreaks.
Oh, wow.
That is a low number.
That is a low number, yeah. So good. You could hear her a couple
2-0.
adjustment steps there on the feet just to make
Sabalenka.
sure she's in position to change direction. It's great footwork from Sabalenka.
Sabalenka.
Very close to a must-have point for Leylah Fernandez in this tiebreak. It's level, 2-all.
2-0. Fernandez.
A couple more points like that, this place is going to erupt as well. 3 straight points for Leylah Fernandez. Now she serves.
Let's go, sir.
Right. Ends will change at 3-all.
So a couple unforced errors back and forth from both players. I think maybe a little bit of nerves in this tie break.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Sabalenka dictating.
Just a more aggressive player overall, Sabalenka.
Would you think she's playing, as we suggested earlier, that humidity? She's thinking, I can really swing. The ball won't fly.
I think she always thinks
Just-
she can
yes,
really swing.
right. Thing that has really helped Fernandez in this first set.
Fernandez.
She's winning 59% on her second serve. 10 of 17.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And Sabalenka, just looking at her second serves, won just 25%. So much lower in that category for Sabalenka. Great defense from Fernandez. I almost feel like Sabalenka had maybe too long on that overhead to think about it. Just got really tentative.
Fernandez.
It's pretty deep in the court. Just misjudged it. So a little opening here for Fernandez.
Oh!
That is a wow moment. Back-to-back points.
6-3.
Sabalenka
Fernandez.
drops on her serve. 3 double faults. And now 3 set points for Leylah Fernandez.
Fernandez.
Listen to Ash.
7-6.
And Sabalenka's going to hear it. First set to Fernandez. Aryna Sabalenka now has to use that little break and hope she can flush the memory at the end of that set. Her own experience should give her hope. Sabalenka won the first set of her Wimbledon semifinal. And Pliskova rallied to win in 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think that experience will help her. I think she just mentally needs to reset here because she was in control of that first set from the beginning. And I mean, even when Fernandez came back in that first set, I still feel like a lot of the points were on Sabalenka's racket. She started making a couple unforced errors. I think in that tie break in particular, she got a little bit tight in a couple instances, a little bit nervous.
Fernandez won the last 4 points of the tiebreak and has now lost the first 3 points of the set.
Game, Sabalenka.
Okay, another strong statement. Let me just ask you about this.
That was a good start.
Jill's this sports phenomenon. Watching Raducanu beat Bencic yesterday and watching the way this first set played out, I sit here and think, how hard is it if you're Bencic and Sabalenka walking on court knowing you're supposed to win?
Yeah.
And the 2 teenagers have could, and that's why I'm asking you this because you've been there, could play free.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's definitely a factor. I think the pressure is more on Sabalenka and Sakkari for the next semifinal, just because when they've both been to a semifinal before, they're both seated higher. I mean, they're obviously, you know, it's amazing stories. There's been a lot of attention on the teenagers, a lot of hype, and they're playing incredible tennis, have had great wins, and Sabalenka and Sakkari have, you know, I mean, they've had great wins as well getting to the semifinal match, but I feel like there's a little bit more pressure on them.
15.
And the way I would look at it as someone who does this for a living up here is say if Fernandez doesn't win this match, she's going to go home a hero. If Sabalenka doesn't win this match, she's going to be disappointed.
Well, I think I mean, whoever wins this match, I think
15.
the other one will be probably a little bit disappointed, of course, because your goal is to win the tournament every time you enter the tournament. But I think, yeah, I mean, Sabalenka especially, I feel like, you know, she's put so much pressure on herself, just not only from how she's been successful, but I think just naturally she puts a lot of pressure on herself to want to win these Grand Slams.
Period.
She breaks at love to Sabalenka, but now 30 all in her game. Still serving at 75%. Given that number, it sounds, you would say it's amazing Fernandez has broken her once.
40-30. Game, Sabalenka.
Sabalenka calmly
Sabalenka leads
stops any drama from 30 all.
Second set.
Oh, you can see she's trying to stay composed. Came out here after losing that first set and really looked focused. She was looking over at her team, watching her on. Just sometimes you can see frustration when she doesn't get through that first set, but no signs of frustration. Was just trying to stay focused to start this second set. Just going back to the pressure that we were talking about, I mean, that's something that Sabalenka has openly spoken about, is how she's emphasized winning Grand Slams so much that she has felt that added pressure. She has been working with a sports psychologist for the last 4 or 5 years to try and work on that aspect.
Very low.
She said she even felt like it took her a while for her to be open and honest and vulnerable with the sports psychologist in general, saying that was on her mind.
I have to believe that's going to be standard before long.
Probably,
on
yeah.
the tour for the top, the top 100,
Right.
both on both tours.
That's just good defending from Fernandez. I mean, those were big forehands from Sabalenka. And I even felt like a couple of those weren't going to come back. I mean, that was good ball striking, but Fernandez, again, just redirecting that pace back into the court.
Oh!
40-15. Forty, 13.
There's the slide.
Fernandez.
Strikes me that might be the first really good slider serve we've seen from her.
Possibly,
Worked.
yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
Sabalenka leads 2-1, second set, first set, Fernandez.
Aryna Sabalenka on this semifinal night stands very firmly above the other three in terms of where she is in the women's tennis world. She's number 2 in the world.
Oh!
So Jill, to throw that ingredient into the stew we were discussing.
Right.
You know, heavy favorite, you'd think.
Yes.
Tonight,
Yeah, because we were talking about the different pressures that these two might face in the semifinal match. Thinking Fernandez probably a little bit more free to play, doesn't maybe have as much pressure as Sabalenka. Sabalenka being the #2 seed. She was also seed #2 at Wimbledon when she got to the semifinal, but maybe wasn't considered the favorite there because Ash Barty was still in the event, obviously winning the title.
And then you had Pliskova, who had been #1 and was a very
Exactly.
outstanding player.
And now Sabalenka, I feel like in her position now, it was the same seeding here. Barty was still #1 seed here as well as Sabalenka #2, but you got to feel that Sabalenka probably is feeling that as well, thinking that she's the favorite to win.
That shot making,
30-15.
that has caught the attention of all.
Well, I mean, I like that she threw in that slice out of nowhere. It's really the first slice we've seen from Fernandez on that backhand side. Had a little bit side spin on it too, and loves that target. Loves those angles on both wings.
Still can bite. It hurt Sabalenka in the tiebreak. 4 now in the match.
Mistimed forehand there from
30,
Sabalenka. A let
40.
court from Fernandez, which can throw off your rhythm slightly.
This is something. 4th break point in the match for Fernandez. And someone who has been serving so well in this tournament. Fernandez. 2 sets in a row, dropping serve early and getting it right back.
She's just loving the moment.
2 games all.
Feeling that energy out there, and I just feel like really applying that pressure so well. You can tell Sabalenka feeling it a little bit, throwing in those double faults at such crucial times.
Love.
Very much part of the Sabalenka story this year. Basically promoting a hitting partner to be the coach. And they've had great results. Sound familiar? We were saying the same thing at this championship last year about Victoria Azarenka.
That's right. Yeah.
Let. Second set. Fifteen.
can see from Sabalenka's face, she's just trying to stay so composed. It's better ball striking on that point, better consistency.
Video. Miss Sabalenka is requesting review of a call on the right far sideline.
No challenge here, just a chance to stop for a few seconds to see the margin of miss. Doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, now Fernandez.
30, 40.
This coach there urging her on to avoid the break back. And what a lift this would be for Sabalenka. Slider?
I think down the tee. No, you're right.
Oh!
I think she's going to go tee here.
Okay.
Well, right into Sabalenka.
Yes.
Sabalenka almost had too much time on that. She was ahead of herself.
Yes.
Needed a couple steps forward to that ball.
81 miles an hour. A major save there for Leylah Fernandez, but not out of it. Deuce.
Such a great volley from Fernandez. She has a good sense at the net when she does come into the net. She's really watching her opponent. It's usually coming in off a really good approach out where her opponent's on the run. Covers that cross really well and good placement in the shorter part of the court with how far back Sabalenka was.
Well, now the frustration starting to boil out of Sabalenka. Even the Canadians fans love it.
Fernandez leads 3-2. Second set. And by 1 set to 11.
Well, Sabalenka certainly has to hope that she hit the release valve and got rid of all that frustration, destroyed a racket, screaming. And she has to hope that, well, you can also sense that she feels, she knows. She understands what the stadium is rooting for.
Yeah, I mean, she even took a big deep breath after smashing that racket, like almost like a relief that she had to get that out.
Oh!
You could sense that she just was trying to hold it in. I mean, that's why I said normally you see her getting a little bit flustered and we'll look at her box a little bit frustrated. We hadn't seen any of that. I think she was just trying to hold it in a little bit.
And I think it's
15.
doesn't take a advanced degree, which I don't know, to figure out this is the biggest game. For someone who came out firing, came out storming to the lead, this is the game she has to hold.
Yeah, it's a pretty big game. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The thing is, she's come out in each set playing phenomenal, and holding pretty easily at the beginning of the first set and the second set, and you just felt like she thought she would be able to overpower Fernandez. And she has occasionally, she's strung together some points where it's been really easy points, but then she's given a couple unforced errors, a couple double faults at some crucial times, and Fernandez is just stuck in there mentally.
To get an extra ball back.
40-15.
There have been a few of these, I think Sabalenka's been surprised. They've come back with interest as well, not just slicing it back in the court or chipping it back in the court. She's returned well, Fernandez.
Oh.
4.5 matches. Halfway through her first round until the start of this match, Sabalenka only dropped her serve twice. Fernandez has broken her twice tonight.
Game, Sabalenka.
3-all. And again, Sabalenka trying to get back a little, trying to get back exactly a little bit. And
Second set.
I'm not sure whether she can, in the emotions, can feel that way, but it's very similar to what we often see here. The crowd is not rooting against Sabalenka. They are rooting very much for this teenager.
I think she's trying to help herself in that moment too, get that energy going.
And it was just fascinating to watch and listen last night. The crowd here that was rooting so hard for Jensen Brooksby against Novak Djokovic a few nights ago became Djokovic worshippers last night.
I know.
This is very welcome to see for Sabalenka supporters. I mean, she's come back after that racket smash and vent, and she's making a push.
Well, I feel like she's seeing if it's worked for Fernandez, getting the crowd involved, and it has, because Fernandez has said that might as well try and do it work for me, and I think it is. It's just helping her release some of that nervous energy, some of that frustration. Drop shot from Fernandez. Had a lot of backspin on it. Great touch. Had quite a bit of height, but enough spin where it just stopped dead off of that bounce. And she's right back at you.
30-15.
Hits that tough wide serve. Fifth ace, 5 aces for Leylah Fernandez.
She had it lined up. Sabalenka trying to go behind Fernandez. And that shot just rushed it a little bit.
Sabalenka started that game well, and Fernandez with an ace involved shuts the door.
Fernandez leads 4-3, second set, and by 1 set to love.
2 games 2 games away is Leylah Fernandez right now from
Thank
a
you, ladies
remarkable
and gentlemen. Players
US
are ready.
Open final.
Thank you.
Can the number 2 player in the world stop it?
Lock it in.
It's Fernandez on the changeover, just taking
Yeah.
a couple deep breaths, look like closing her eyes, visualizing. Right on the line. That was well struck from
15
Sabalenka.
Miss Fernandez is requesting a review of a call on the right facade line.
That's a great body serve from Sabalenka. Very deep serve.
15.
That second serve measure has flipped in this set. Sabalenka much better on hers. Fernandez has scuffled.
Yeah, Fernandez just really low, 14%. Second serves 1 in the second set. Sabalenka now up to 56%, much better than the first set.
It just says something about Fernandez, doesn't it, Joe? Knowing what a fierce server she's facing, Sabalenka, and she just stands right. She stands in there.
Yeah, she's not afraid. Not afraid of the pace. She actually really likes that pace coming into her racket.
Game
Great game from Sabalenka.
It is. And apparently, Fernandez obviously will know some of those are going to happen. 7 aces now.
For game zone.
And very nice answer for Sabalenka. Well, that's how nice is that to see Sabalenka throwing in the variety.
Yeah, that was just a great point. I mean, good defending again from Fernandez and Sabalenka. I mean, Fernandez takes the ball so early, and Sabalenka just has to be ready, and she moved up to this short ball so well. And stayed really calm, waited for Fernandez to make a move at the net. Really just can take that forehand anywhere. So it freezes you a little bit at the baseline. We know she has that nice forehand angle cross, but she can hit that one deep inside out as well. It's tough to read.
She has quite a cheer team here, doesn't she?
She
Fernandez.
does, yeah.
Wow, they are active.
Oh!
Fifteen, 13.
Oh!
15, 14.
So how about that? Sabalenka answered the pressure with a strong game, and now it is Fernandez. And we'll have to dig out.
Let's first set.
She felt like she could go for that one, but I think that ball really had a little bit extra topspin on that forehead. Just jumped up at Sabalenka at the last second. Still break point chance.
Fernandez ball long, and now Sabalenka has the life that she sought, a chance to level this match.
First set, Fernandez.
And
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Heard
players are ready.
just so many players talk about it during the 2 weeks. And now Sabalenka serving for the set.
Oh!
Hitting. That's low.
Good get from Sabalenka. Fernandez thinking she might surprise Sabalenka by going behind her. Sabalenka held her ground. And he's got 3 set points.
Well, for the 4th straight match of this U.S. Open, Leylah Fernandez will go to a 3rd set.
Fernandez to serve.
A very quick trip to change for Fernandez, and here we go, 3rd set. 1 set for the U.S. Open final. Trying to keep going. Just a remarkable story that were she to win this match, Leylah Fernandez would be in the top 30 in the world.
Yeah, the rise in the ranking has just been astounding for her these couple weeks.
For Aryna Sabalenka, trying to reach her first major final. If she does it in this set, it would flip the script from her Wimbledon semi. She lost. She won her first set against Pliskova and then lost her serve in the opening game of the 3rd set, and that was the difference in the match.
Well, there's a few things that Sabalenka has improved on, and one of those things that she mentioned in this particular tournament and also at Wimbledon when she made that semifinal run was being able to adapt to different situations, even in moments where she maybe doesn't feel like she's playing her best. Being willing to stay in that moment and be okay with the fact that, you know, if you had maybe a couple unforced errors, you weren't happy with a couple games that you maybe didn't play well, but being able to regroup and make adjustments. This is a good service game from Fernandez, but the adjustments I think she did particularly well, Sabalenka, in that second set, was her core position on that second serve. We talked about how Fernandez struggled with winning quite a bit of her second serve points. And that had a lot to do with Sabalenka's core position, just making that adjustment to be up on the baseline. Tracy Austin looking on, and Monica Seles to her left. She's hiding back there. That's a great deep return. That return in particular has been pretty effective. That's down the center, but it's got to be deep.
That's actor Corey Stone in the front there.
Thank you. Advantage, Fernandez. Game, Fernandez.
Leylah Fernandez beating Naomi Osaka,
First game,
Angelique Kerber,
final set.
and Aryna Sabalenka. 3 matches in a row in a deciding set. Here's
Familiar territory.
right, and here's the most puzzling, I think, most puzzling fact / stat that I've come across this year in women's tennis. Aryna Sabalenka is #2 in the world. Her win record's phenomenal this year. In third sets this year, 8 and 12.
Sabalenka. Yeah.
8 and 12 in deciding sets. I mean, that makes no sense given her overall record.
15 love.
Given her overall win record this year,
Yeah.
is what you're saying, yeah.
#2 player in the world. That's not a stat you would expect.
Third love.
But to this moment, as we speak, this is the biggest third set of her life.
40 love.
Yep, that's true.
Trying to reach her first major final.
Thank you. 30-15. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not shout in between first and second serve. Thank you. Game Sabalenka. New balls, please.
Sabalenka, 8th
One
ace.
game all. Final set.
I like Maria Cicak's effort, but I don't think it'll work. This is New York.
The crowd's too involved.
This is New York.
Yeah. Especially when the players are getting the crowd more involved.
Well, Jill, I'd say
Which I think is great.
last year, this night was as fine a night of women's tennis as I've ever seen.
Yes.
The back-to-back semifinals here, with Osaka beating Brady and then Azarenka over Williams. And it was just exceptional. And we have 4 different players this year in the semifinals.
We're
Be
going to have a
surprised
new
if
champion.
If we, but if this night might match it, because we're off to a heck of a start here with this going to a 3rd set. Not the players with the same accomplishment, no question. Osaka, and Vika, and Serena last year that all had won championships.
But ones with great stories, that's for sure. Yeah.
15.
That shot a couple times, that backhand on Sabalenka, and she's just standing up so straight when she's trying to go behind Fernandez. Just needs to get a little bit lower, her base a little bit lower with the legs.
Let's see, 15.
I think it's important for Sabalenka to keep attacking that second serve. She's missed a couple, but needs to keep it. Just even if you miss it, the opponent feels the pressure of you getting on top of that serve. Just don't see that coming. I mean, Sabalenka couldn't even make a move for that. It was so well disguised when Fernandez changes direction.
Fernandez holds her serve twice to start this deciding set.
Fernandez leads 2 games to 1. Final set.
Leylah Fernandez beats Naomi Osaka in a 3rd set in the 3rd round of this Open. Even then, you couldn't have imagined she'd be in the 3rd set of the semifinal. Looking things that we all
15.
saw that amaze us about this player. In the third set against Osaka, a two-time champion here, Fernandez lost one first serve point. One.
That's incredible. I know. Oh my goodness. How are those two returns? Talk about the serve.
And those are shots. That's 113.
I mean, and just talking about the fact that she hasn't had that much experience. Obviously, I mean, she's been playing for a couple years, but hasn't had that much experience in these major moments, and recognizing that, you know, to take the chance to apply that pressure at this stage of the match.
15-30.
It's a great serve at body serve. It's a good play by Sabalenka. Fernandez just almost like she had decided on the changeover. She's going to step up, go after a couple returns, put that pressure on Sabalenka. That was too big. That was a lot of pace on that backhand. I think for someone so young, just turned 19 years old, it's one thing to say you're going to go after these returns, another thing to, you know, be able to handle those nerves in that moment and still strike it with that much commitment. Composure from Sabalenka.
40-30. Game Sabalenka.
Still in tight on those big serves. Sabalenka. That's home the ace.
2 games all.
That is her ninth,
Final
and
set.
we're 2-all.
Sabalenka turned that around well.
Yes.
I mean, especially
Yes.
after those 2 quick returns. I mean, the crowd was starting to go nuts, and for Sabalenka to just, you know, stay mentally focused in that moment, came up with some big serves as a big hold.
We got all the real-time stats for this match. We try to throw a few at you, but usopen.org has them all for you.
Not a bad play. Felt a little rushed
15 love.
in that last volley, but Sabalenka, not a bad play because she has been pretty successful at the net.
Let's pass it.
It's Virginia Wade looking on, enjoying this semifinal match. Such smart choices out there as well, Fernandez.
40 love.
Knowing when the right moment is to throw in that drop shot. Great feel. And then easy on that last volley, just covered that down the line shot.
Game Fernandez.
Well, Leylah Fernandez has started this final set. She's lost 1 point on her first serve.
Fernandez leads 3 games to 2. Final set.
About to hit the 2-hour mark of this first women's semifinal. Aryna Sabalenka has learned what champions before her have. 19-year-old Leylah Fernandez is for real.
15.
By the way, when Naomi Osaka found that out, Fernandez was 18.
That's right. Just turned 19 2 days ago, I think, right? Yeah. Both of these players hitting the lines in that point. And great defense from Fernandez. Got that lob right on the baseline. Then I felt like Fernandez had the edge here, but Sabalenka with that forehand angle, that was just great placement.
Both
doing a good job in this first set and that first serve.
Sabalenka now has to be used to these repeated 115 serves that are just coming back.
Free point there, going for a bigger serve down to 201 miles an hour. 6th double fault. I think she was just looking for a free point there just to close out the game.
Remarkably getting those balls back, and now what seems safe for Sabalenka is in fact danger.
Just change defense to offense on that point so well, Fernandez.
Advantage.
First break point of the final set.
To fight it off. It was good deep return from Fernandez.
Fernandez.
A 40-15 game, and it gets away. And Leylah Fernandez has the lead.
Fernandez
You said it
leads
just got
4
so
games to
many
2.
returns
Final
back in
set.
play, and you could feel Sabalenka forcing just slightly on the serve. Saved one of those break points with a huge ace out wide, but those last couple of points.
Thank you, ladies and
Fernandez
gentlemen.
on top
Players
of that
are ready.
returned so well.
Sabalenka with a great answer. And the break point was Sabalenka's fastest serve of the match, 120. And Fernandez wins the point.
Yeah, she loves that pace, I think. And she's ready for it. She gets so ready. You can see the intensity in her face on the return. Just missed it.
Love 13.
So here we go. Ruth needs to learn not everything's easy. I'm sure she already knows that.
Love 14.
Quick 3 points, and Fernandez just taking a little extra time.
Let's first set.
Such great touch. I mean, she holds it so well.
15,
and she's very
14.
capable of also just hitting that deep slice off that backhand side. But you see, she sets up, to, like, looks like she's going to hit it and come over it, and then just quickly just dinks it in the court. Nice soft hands.
Oh!
Thirty, 14.
This point feels very much like the last gasp for Sabalenka.
I just got the sense on the previous point that big forehand return, she hit so deep. I think she was not expecting Fernandez to get that back. Wanted a quick point to close out that game, and just feel like she's getting maybe slightly impatient. coming from Sabalenka. Good from both.
Advantage, Sabalenka.
Really good footwork on this last backhand to get away from that ball, to set up that inside out.
And now one more last gasp. And that one she makes. And Sabalenka stays alive.
Fernandez leads 4-3, final set.
Just great stuff in the last sequence of games. Sabalenka getting a fourth chance to break, staying in it.
15-11.
Fernandez has been through this. She served 2 days ago. She served for the match against Svitolina at 5-3, did not hold, but shook it off and won the match in a tiebreak.
Yeah. She's been tremendous at not getting frazzled by anything. Across all her matches this tournament, she's been so calm. I've seen her get really fired up with the crowd, but you rarely see her getting discouraged or getting down on herself.
Sabalenka gave that a little racket tap applause. She's seen this so much in this match. Heavy serves coming back.
I mean, that's just too good. Sabalenka hit a great shot. Sabalenka just wants to see a review of this shot, but I think that was right on the line. Sabalenka, again, 2 or 3 of those shots coming back so fast that you just don't think are going to come back, but that just shows you how quick Fernandez moves along the baseline.
Yeah, this is the quintessential match of you have to hit 3 winners to win the point for Sabalenka. So, Jill, who do you like in the tiebreak?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, goodness. I can't choose one.
4 games all.
I don't want to choose one. Don't make me.
It just feels like destiny for this U.S. Open and a match of this quality. And, of course, Fernandez has been through it. And
It's
remember,
just a shame someone has to lose this match.
Look, we lived this very same thing last year on this night.
That was a stretch volley there for Sabalenka, and I think she thought she didn't have to do a ton with that volley. But Fernandez, so quick from the baseline up to this ball, but she anticipated it, thinking Sabalenka was maybe going to go short with that volley.
30-11.
It was pretty close. I think there was a moment where maybe Fernandez thought this one missed, but just hit the back of the line.
And in the biggest match of her very short career, she's matched her ace high from this US Open, 6.
Oh!
Forty, 15. Fernandez.
I'm telling you, it's where we're heading. Tiebreak.
Fernandez leads 5-4, final set.
Now for another year, the best women of this US Open are proving that they deserve this primetime stage. Thursday night, primetime semifinal doubleheader.
Oh!
Turn from American team sport, we've now entered sudden death for Sabalenka.
I mean, also the previous game, Fernandez had a pretty easy service hold, so that never feels good on the opposite side when, when she's holding so easily to go up 5-4.
Just saw great basketball player Steve Nash, who is also a major tennis fan, frequent guest here. Well, Fernandez got out of almost love 40. Sabalenka has to get out of love 30.
Thank you. Please.
Match point for Fernandez.
Wow, 40. Fernandez. 2 sets to 1. 7-6, 4-6, 6 more.